Welcome to Leo for Leos. This is a channel featuring intuitive tarot readings for the astrological sign of Leos, Sun, Moon, and Rising. I'm a Leo as well, so that's why the channel is called Leo for Leos. Cross-watchers and fellow readers are welcome. However, I do want to give you a heads up that I read the cards as I see them and not always the way it's traditionally done. So let's get started. I'm using the Smith-Waite Tarot deck, the Centennial Edition. And this reading is going to be for November 2020. That one wanted to come out for some reason. November 2020 for my Leos. Now, these want to stick together a lot this time. Gonna have to adjust the light really quickly. Sorry about that. Okay, I'm sorry about that. I had to change the lighting really quickly. All right, back to the reading. Sorry about that. Leo, 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 Leo. November 2020. What's up for Leos in November? What's up for my Leos in November? What's up for my Leos? Leos, Leos, Leos. Oh boy. Okay, we're ready to talk, huh? So it's time for me to pick. Okay, now we're ready. Okay, so we'll start off with sort of doing a little, in the beginning of November, trying to plan for something. It may be even planning for 2021. There's quite a bit of like assessment of what you actually have on your side. You may have 3 very, very important assets that you are looking at in your current possession that you can leverage to create a better future. Okay? Let's look into these assets and possible things that you can okay. All right. There's going to be a little bit of a time, maybe a weekend or a day that you're going to take to just kind of work on your future dreams and your plans. You have specific things that you want to get done, and they all have to do with future dreams, and you're just going to think about it. You're not even going to plan for it. You're not going to you're just going to think about it and trying to, it's almost as if you're trying to visualize what it's going to be. But you're trying to assess, like, is this what I really want? Because this is a pivoting moment. You know, using the things that you have under your control, you can change the trajectory of where you're going. And you may even be looking at something like a partnership or someone who is, that you feel like you can team up with. Someone who is a harmonious match to you. And it could be a relationship, like a romantic thing, but it also could be a business relationship or even a friendship that really is like powerful, like the two of you together can go really far, and you would consider it an asset. It's one of those relationships. There's a burden, though, that comes along with this dream of yours, or your plans, or the things that you want to plan. There is a burden that you're carrying. Yeah. And it's also like just thinking about all of the things that you have to do. Remember, the cards are, remember the wands are the things that are getting done, things to be done. And this could be about like wrangling, projects, wrangling people, organizing how you're going to do things. This could also be a list that you're creating of things that you need to do. It's a lot. So, but I don't think that you're afraid of that list or doing it. I think it's, okay, you've been through a lot and you're ready to fight for what you're ready to fight for what you want. Okay? Ready to fight for it. And the Empress is here, speaking of things that are being born, things that are being nurtured into life. All right, let's move on to the Three of Pentacles, which is about creating a masterpiece or something like it's about creating something like a foundation for something and putting a lot of art and creativity into it. It's actually building something. So, and it may be that you're collaborating with other people on that, but you're creating something. You're putting your expertise to work, the things that you know how to do. And it's kind of resurrecting. It's resurrecting something that you don't do normally every day. Like it's an old thing that you learned maybe back in the 90s, or maybe something that you learned 4 years ago and you haven't done it since, then you've kind of put something to bed, but you're like bringing it back. So it's like zombifying an old talent of yours. Something that you haven't used in a long time, that it's being used, is being utilized at this point. And it's all being driven by this dream that you have, these dreams that you have, this, I want to call it, rather than dreams, it's almost like, ambition. It's almost like ambition. They're past the point of just being dreams. It's more like ambition at this point. You really want this. Again, you're resurrecting old talents to try to make this happen. Another 3. It's about really wanting to get more collaborators. Before here we had 2 collaborators, possibly bringing in a 3rd. Not to mention the Empress is the number 3. Yeah, this is interesting. 3. 3 is really popping out at me. So we have this card, which is a regular visitor to the channel. Like every month we get this card, the 5 of Pentacles, which is really talking about really looking at ourselves and not really feeling like we're where we're supposed to be or where we want to be, and looking at the world in a way of lack, in a position of lack. And again, we're going in deep to find an answer. This time, before we were looking at the dream, now we're looking for solutions. Now we're looking for solutions. And we just might find them. We just might find those solutions. The creative mind is really at work. This is really all talking about creativity. And so Leos may come up with something very brand new, groundbreaking even, that may not only just change your trajectory, but it may make a difference to the entire world. Ooh, okay, powerful stuff here. Powerful stuff here. You're manifesting things. All right, seeing this card just gave me this huge light bulb for Leos. Guys, right now, when you're watching this, just after you're done watching the entire video, just go, if you have a vision board already, create a few sessions where you're just looking at your vision board, or go on ahead and create a vision board. In fact, even if you have a vision board already, create a new one, because things may have changed just a little bit, and by creating a second or a different vision board, it can help your brain really try to come up with solutions to try to get this stuff. So don't just think that one vision board is enough. You have to do a lot of them, and this is part of the manifestation. Also, besides the vision boarding, I know some people are like, don't waste your time with vision boards. Go ahead and do the work. And that's the other thing too, is like, write down your list of like 10 things you want to do, and then start working your way back. Like, okay, how can, the first one on the list, How can I do that thing? Deconstruct it. How, from where I am now, what is it going to take for me to get there? Who would I have to meet? What do I have to do? How many nights do I have to stay up late? That kind of thing. I love that for Leos, because it really says that this desire that you have is so incredible. It's not going anywhere. You're still willing to fight. You've been through a lot, and you're still willing to fight for it. And let's move on to the King of Wands. The King of Wands is the master of the empire. He gets things done. He's a doer. And so he knows how to get things done. He delegates. He outsources. He knows how to inspire people, and he knows what incentives to give people in order to get things done. So this is going to be part of your spirit in November, figuring out ways to get things done, figuring out ways to incentivize people to get things done, and you know, working through problems, working through solutions, working out solutions. Definitely a great card that corresponds with everything that we've been talking about. Four of Swords. There's going to be more introspective time. I mean, we've already gotten 3 cards about introspective. We've got the Hermit, the Hanged Man, and now the Four of Swords. Really just talking about, you know, being still for a moment to see how things are working out. You know, looking at your numbers and looking at your assessments, but also using your mind to figure out, are these in the right spot? Am I doing the right thing? Am I in the right position to move forward? You're looking at your chess pieces, and in your mind, you're thinking about what would happen if you made this move or if you made that move. It's actually a fine-tuning moment, and you're not exactly talking about it to everybody. You're doing all of this stuff internally, which is brilliant. Wow. And that's really talking about stepping into this. It's not exactly new, right? It's not stepping into something new, but it is stepping into your own path and taking yet another step towards where you're going, where you need to go. And you've thought about it, and you've contemplated if it's the right move, and you've determined which move is the right move. Let's move down to the the Nine of Cups. So, Nine of Cups is really talking about doing something that's for yourself. Let's see, the next card up. Oh boy. Okay, so this is a warning. So, whatever you're deciding to do, I know that there is an emphasis on doing things for yourself. But you have to be careful, because if you're not, could take down everything. So there's a lot of me stuff going on, but beware that you're not going too far and too deep into the me stuff. Okay? Right? This is about legacy. So I know that that's driving you. It's driving you to leave a legacy, an empire, something that you can be remembered by. But you want to be remembered for being generous and good, and someone who, I mean, the whole like cutthroat, the last thing you want, and the last thing that is you want is to be remembered for being a cruel individual, for being rude and being evil, and no good to anyone, right? Those are things we don't want. We want, like, to be remembered for being good and doing good things. So when it comes to doing something that's going to be hurtful to someone else, that is all about self. You might want to, like, curtail that back. I'm not saying don't do things for self. Do things for self, but find the happy medium between yourself and don't be, do something that's a jerky move and is going to hurt someone and make them feel terrible, or put them in the hole, and then they're struggling to pay rent next month. Do you know what I'm saying? It's about being fair and being good. And not too selfish, right? We're working towards this. We're trying to build this happiness, okay? We're trying to build this happiness. And in this happiness place, there are no toxic people. So don't be one of them. Don't be a toxic individual. Be someone who people want to spend time around, because there's give and take. There's give and take. It has to work both ways with you and the other person. Okay. Now moving on, there is again, this here was talking about a lot of drive and ambition. And here's the mindset is like, I can have anything I want. And it's wonderful to have those feelings, but the problem is focus. That's the problem with this card, is always focus. So you have to get a focus that makes sense. Okay? The Queen of Cups. Now, why did she show up? I may need to pull more cards on this. Queen of... Wow. All right. Let's get down to the bottom of this. I see like there's some travel going on. So this is the feeling of wanting to do so much. And this could just be about the future, and also looking back and saying like, well, I really wanted to travel here, and I wanted to go here this year, and we never did get to do any of the things that we had on our list last year about places we wanted to go. Things that we wanted to do and accomplish. Right? And this has got you a little emotional. Dude, here are the tears. It's got you a little emotional. There's a feeling of wanting to leave where you are and go somewhere else, to maybe even to move. Some of you have already done, like, moved already. But there's a feeling of wanting to go places and go do things. Like, look at this. Wanting to go places. Wanting to travel to far off places. and explore the world. You know, you don't want to be quiet about it either. You want to talk about it. You want to tell people about it. You want to make it known to everyone. Yeah, I want to go here, and let's all do it. Just like the wanting to do it. But there's still more to be revealed. Things that you don't know about that you have to wait to find out. There may be some secrets revealed in November for all of us. But there just is like things we don't know. And all that's driving us is temptation. The temptation to want to go do all those things. And it's not exactly a good feeling, like it's frustration. It's like more like frustration and feeling entrapped. Feeling trapped by the situation. And worrying about money. But you still have the passion. The passion is still there. These are more desires that can really affect a person's emotional state at any point in time. You know, you could be just doing your regular thing that you normally do, and then all of a sudden you just start to feel bad about the way things are and the way the world is. But the truth is that you can get yourself out of that emotional funk at any time that you want to, because it's only an emotional state. And that can be changed in a second. Because the pain and the suffering is all in the mind. And the mind it's powerful. It brings things into reality. But it's also a space that you can create whatever you want. So if you wanted to create opportunities, you can. And people call that imaginary, but so is frustration is imaginary. You can, I mean, it's a real feeling, but you can change that feeling. It's very difficult to change the feeling, though, because you need, you need skills to be able to do. You need like Jedi mind tricks and Jedi mind skills to change, your actual frame of mind. But it's possible. It's absolutely possible. Like the same feeling of frustration, you can apply as you can tell yourself, I'm excited. I'm excited about what's happening in my future. And for some people, it's like, oh, you're lying to yourself then. What's the difference? How is that going to get you from point A to point B? Now listen, if frustration is what you need to move the needle on something, go ahead and use that negative energy. If you're the kind of person that thrives on negative thoughts and it drives you to the next stage, go ahead and use it. Who am I to tell you what to do? But if you're the kind of person that negative thoughts get you depressed and make you feel bad, don't dip your foot in that pool. I would choose a happier alternative. Okay, so let's move on to the Seven of Swords, which is about, this could be someone stealing from you or you stealing from someone else. So let's find out which one it is. Need more context. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. Interesting. Okay, victory. Like that. Victory. All right, let's look at this. So, okay, for some reason, some people feel as if their time is being stolen away from them and their potential is being wasted. Like there's a feeling in November of antsy, like I want to I want to do something. Part of the frustrated feeling that was going on here. Just this is more of that. It's like I've got potential, I've got things I could do. Why am I not getting ahead? And that's stealing from you. Literally stealing time from you and stealing your mind. Okay? The cards are saying be a little more open to possibilities. Be a little bit more open to ideas. Have a little bit more faith. Be loyal to your ideas. Okay? Take it easy a little bit on yourself, like on your dreams. It's not saying stop thinking and stop dreaming. It's just saying stop getting so wrapped up into it that it makes you frustrated. Once it starts going towards that negative emotional state, bring it back around. Like, we're going to take a break from it for a minute and start looking at things in a positive way. Right? You put the intentions out there already. The intentions have been put out. You've already manifested. You did your vision board. You wrote your list. And your time will be there on your side. But especially if you do your work, do your part. But getting upset because things aren't happening fast enough is not going to help. So the universe is saying be a little bit more carefree about it. And I don't think anything's going to stop the emotional feelings that are going to happen in November. There may be some tears because they need to come out. Feelings need to be brought to the surface. Issues need to be brought to the surface. Maybe you need to face your frustrations and your anger and like, hey, this isn't working as fast as I want it, and crying about it. Getting it out in the open, maybe talking to someone and just saying, this is how I feel, and get it all out, and then you're ready to be Queen of Pentacles. Okay, you're ready to take care of the flowers again and nurse your ideas into fruition. Sometimes you have to go through the ups and the downs in order to get the victory. Okay? Because that's how the victory happens. It happens through this guy. He's the one. Well, definitely let's go back to some of the other cards that really, stands out to me in the deck. Like, we didn't get many swords cards, but right now I'm thinking about the editing process. So you have this dream that you're working on, this idea that you're working on, and you may have some new ideas to transform that. You're looking at your assets, you're looking at the things that you have, and you want to make changes. But the thing is that in the middle of being frustrated and being really, really tired of things only just plodding along and not being able to do all the things that you want to do, sometimes you can get antsy and want to change the whole thing. And this is why when I got the World card, it just felt like you weren't actually stepping into something new, but you were just taking a step forward. We're talking about tiny edits that are done at a time period in which you have clarity of thought and you've taken time to actually examine things. So one of the things about November is to take time for yourself to look at your situation, to look at areas where you can slowly change where you can make minute changes and transform slowly. Anything too drastic may be throwing everything off too much. I mean, that's where you can possibly get the tower moment and even like be too abrupt, right? You may be cutting off too much. And so it's about taking the time to slowly make edits that you need. And even though it's a burden, even though you've fought so much and you're still willing to fight, this is the time for you to really slow things down. You got the Hermit card to talk about that, and look at your dreams, right? The Hermit card is looking at the star that's in the lantern, and the star is about dreams. And getting that time to look at your dreams, and see where they might need a slight pivot or a slight modification, a slight edit that we were talking about with the Four of Swords. Okay, and again, you're doing all of this behind the scenes. This is not in front of anybody. This isn't something that you're discussing with a lot of people. These are small things that you're doing behind the scenes. So it's more about continuing to do the same thing you've been doing for the last few months to do with your dreams, because you're on the right path. It's just going to take time. It's just going to take time. And that's the one thing that's so frustrating for a lot of people, is like knowing when things are going to happen, when they're going to mature, why they're not going to mature, like why isn't this happening fast enough? And we've got to understand that the whole point of the exercise of life is teaching us experiences, and you don't get to have experience unless you go through the process of time. You got to spend time in this moment to understand when you get to the promised land, right? Once you get to the place where you have reached the victory that you are desiring, that this is really focusing you on like appreciating that and being able to tell the story of this journey that you've gone on. And it's a wonderful legacy that you're leaving, and you've got to stay true to the course. Stay true to the course. If there's a pivot, make the pivot, but understand that you've got to do it in a way that doesn't completely change everything, that it just continues a lot of the same processes that you're doing. You're doing a lot of things right. You just need to edit a few of them and tweak them into something a little bit better. And that's, that's pretty much it. And I feel like that's a powerful message that we're getting from the cards here. Very powerful message. So let's do some angel answers. Yep, I'm using the Angel Answers deck here. And let's see if they have something for the Leos. To summarize this reading for us. Give us a solution or some kind of inspirational words. Yes. Okay, I'm going to need another one. By the way, I just love this card. Isn't that beautiful? So yes is our answer. And we need another one to support that. It's my first time getting that card. Don't stop. That's incredible. Don't stop. So I'm going to take a photo of this right now. All right, there's the photo. And I'm going to read from the little booklet that it comes in. I'm going to read yes first. Yes. Bravo, the decision you have made is the right one. There's no need to continue to sort through additional options. You know what to do, and you should move forward with your plans. You've made the correct choice for your personal growth and development. However, some decisions can be a true challenge. If the task ahead of you is daunting or even sad, then proceed with your plans in a way that is life-affirming and self-loving. Ask your angels to be with you every step of the way, and don't hesitate to call upon friends and family for support. That is incredible. Okay, that was for yes, and then this one is going to be for don't stop. I'm thinking about that song, Don't Stop. I can't sing the rest, but you know what I'm talking about. The song that they play at every bar at 2 a.m. in the morning. I can't sing it because of copyright stuff, but alright, so don't stop. This is not the time to give up. Continue to move in the direction of your hopes, dreams, and plans. You are on the right path, and you should see progress as long as you stay the course. It is very important that you stand your ground and believe in yourself. Don't let others intimidate you into quitting. Just because they don't have your vision doesn't mean you shouldn't follow your heart. That is wonderful, Leos. I think these two really do support. I think these two cards really do support the reading that we gave you today, and it's wonderful. It's very important to stick to the plans that you have at hand. Don't change plans, and definitely, try to keep things going as much as you can. If you are not a subscriber yet, please do subscribe. Be sure to hit the bell icon to be the first to know when my next video gets posted. Many blessings to you, my awesome Leos. And remember, this channel is for you and you alone.